It's time for more bird. I still haven't gotten it yet. What are you looking at me for? Like that, huh? All right. Let it be known, I've not gotten this bird for lack of trying. I've just not gotten lucky. 3,500. When I was biting back a comment that I don't even know is applicable. The odds are 1,000 or 1 in 8,192. I'm not even at half odds. The chances of you finding a shiny within 8,192 is like 63% or something. I want to say just like round up 2/3 about. It's not unlikely that you go over odds and I'm only at 3,500. It's just because I'm single hunting, it takes a while, okay? I found the Rattata under odds as well. I found it at like 5,000. Maybe more like 5,500. Shit happens. That's just how it works. Also, you'll be glad to know that I have, in fact, the video that's saved on my phone for when I got the Rattata, it does show it scrolling across the screen. It does have the sparkles. Slay. So it's good. Oh yeah, also, I don't know if I mentioned it at all, but like I tweaked the model very, very, very slightly. Very slightly. Just a couple things. Like you can see that I added shading to the to my little hoodie because I felt that it was appropriate because the other stuff doesn't have shading because it's like lineless in my brain. It is also just lineless. But I want I want it and the clothes to be like visually different. Does that make any sense? So that's what's that. And then also I just like slightly changed I erased the anti-aliasing stuff around the eyes because I didn't have it anywhere else and it looked weird to me. And I also changed a couple of shapes of some things because it was bothering me a little, and it probably wasn't bothering you because you didn't notice it, but it was bothering me. So I changed it very, very slightly, but it's basically the same. I actually ended up exporting everything and moving it over like during the ad break because it's actually it's easy to do it, but it's also a little annoying because like you have to move things into a specific file for the program to be able to like scoop them up, yeah. And once it's in the program, you can't just like change, or you can't replace the file with a different image and have it reflect in the program. You have to manually click on the part that you want to replace and replace it. Which, like, it's not too bad, but it's a little annoying if you want to do multiple things at the same time, because then you have to move over all the files, which, like, you know, isn't a big deal. You just click them all and drag them over. But then the hard part is remembering which ones are different and having to find them. And also I had to move the eyes over a little because I drew them in an incorrect place. But it's fine, whatever. I imagine that the cutting process that I do for cutting up models, that make me on screen move like this is similar to the process of like making a cut up live 2D model, because it's just the act of putting all the things that you want to move on their own layers so that you can make them move individually. And not everything has to be on its individual layer. In fact, I actually probably made too many layers because as I was drawing, I made all the tufts of hair on the side their own layers, which I have no idea why I did that. And also the ears are on different layers, which doesn't make sense because they don't move individually. I could make them do that, but I feel like, I don't know, I just don't think it would work. Whatever. You're getting insight. I think it's interesting And you know what? Making a PNG bounce like this is a hell of a lot easier than fully rigging a live 2D thing. So I don't want to learn yet. It's been years and I still don't want to learn. Fully animated VTubers are cool, but that's a lot of work, and I don't care that much. Oh yeah, and I'm hoping my playlist actually shuffles correctly this time, because it felt like, I don't know, maybe I just kind of got into a flow state of encountering a bunch of shit, but I didn't notice like any mystery. There were a couple mystery dungeon songs, but I feel like I have so many of them. It's like, how do I keep missing them? That's why I picked this one, but also the thing that I use for this pisses me off because I really like Sky Tower, specifically from Blue Rescue Team. I've said it before, I like the Blue Rescue Team a lot better than Red Rescue Team, but the problem is a lot of the uploads are of just Red Rescue Team, and a lot of the episodes of Blue Rescue Team have like 10 seconds of dead air at the end, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, speaking of Mystery Dungeon, that's this. I'd recognize this anywhere. And I wanted, I even almost did it the other day. I actually am not 100% sure where my Explorers of Sky is. I'm like 90% sure it's just in my little jewel case that has slots for a few DS games. I think it's just with that. But I'm not sure. So I should probably find it. It's not like it's not like it's invaluable and also really difficult to replace because it's super expensive. It's not like I gotta pay for a surgery or anything. Anyways, since I was able to schedule that ultrasound for this month, and you know, theoretically I'll get the results in this month, all I have to do is get like a pre-op this month. However, the doctor that I'm seeing, you know, the place has like an app or whatever, and this app is pissing me off. On one hand, it's actually kind of nice because it's really easy to like send messages to a doctor, which, you know, I've done. I've gotten responses back. And also I realized with one of the messages that was sent back, it's like, oh wait, I've been catastrophizing this one thing this whole time. And it was actually fine, and I just like kind of misunderstood what you were saying. And also I got a really weird anecdote, and I'm like, why are you telling me this? But also, okay, that's kind of interesting, I guess. But the point is, I was able to schedule a follow-up because she requested a follow-up. And I was able to like pick it on a timetable. So, tell me why. I'm like, okay, she says, oh, yeah, just like schedule a pre-op with me, and you know, we'll get you squared away, right? Like, do that, no worries. I'm like, okay, cool, slay. So I go and I'm like, all right, what type of appointment do I want? And I'm like, I guess other. And I say that I want a pre-op. And then I see it on the little thing. It's like, appointment has been requested. Okay, I guess. And then I check the next day, and it's gone. So, and because I get no feedback on it, I'm like, well, did it get denied? Why? How do I do it then? What do you want me to do? How do I tell? Ugh. I wish that it would at least tell me your request has been denied, because then I would at least know that it was denied and I should send another one, and not that it's just sitting somewhere waiting to be reviewed and I just can't see it. Like, please, you gotta communicate with me better. This is really, really annoying. Also, speaking of annoying, I wanted to see if CVS had done anything with me being like, hey, can you like transfer my prescription here? Thank yous. But because I didn't notice it at first, but my eyes honed in on it peripherally, and I'm like, did I see my freaking dead name in my email? That's so strange because it's been so long and literally nothing uses it anymore. Except for CVS, apparently. So theoretically, I've changed my name with CVS now, and they're not going to cause any problems because let me tell you, there is nothing quite like the experience of going to pick up your hormones and being like, oh yeah, my name is so-and-so. You give your date of birth or whatever. And then they're like, this prescription? And you go, yep. And then they look at you. And it's like, come on. Come on, we know. Don't. Please. We all know why I'm here. All right. We don't have to do all this. Also, thank you for the follow. And it feels like it happens every single time. I'm here for transgender. Please make this as painless as possible. Yes, me, female name is here for my masculinizing hormones. Thank you. Except now, it's masculine name, and people still call me ma'am, and it's like, okay. Like, I get it, but... Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you. So me on the phone trying to schedule this ultrasound, yeah. and the lady's asking like, oh, why are you getting this scheduled? And I'm automatically like, shit. Fuck, what do I say? and I'm like, I'm getting a breast reduction. And they want to make sure I don't have cancer. And I'm like, well, it's not technically a lie, but it's also not the truth. But I'm like, I don't want to tell him I'm gonna get top surgery, man. Look, humor me. But I'm like, I get that. I get it. They're probably priming if I'm like, oh yeah, I felt like a weird lump. I don't want to get it checked out. It's like, no, it's a preventative thing. but I was laughing and pacing around the room because I was really nervous. I was nervous that they would say no to me, despite me having a prescription. And I'm laughing, texting my friend like, I lied. But it's fine. It was funny though. Why does it take an hour to get an ultrasound? Is that how it works when you get an ultrasound for like pregnancy? Oh, once again, I should specify this is for cancer screening. I'm not pregnant. I hope to God I'm not pregnant. If I am, call me Father Mary, the way that inception is immaculate. I need to shut up. I need to shut up. I'm not gonna... can I please find this goddamn Pidgey? I'm losing my fucking mind. I say that, it's been a week. It's been a week. And technically, with all the encounters that I've done, I've hit odds. But I would like to see a route that isn't named Route 1. Just need to keep the story up. I feel like it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter when I show up. It might matter, because they're gonna question why my idea has an M on it. But I'm hoping it's just like they'll look at it, they'll see that my name, my picture matches, and like everything, and they'll be like, okay, yep, you have an appointment. Your fuck ass insurance doesn't cover this, so please pay us money. All right, you're squared away. The thing that I'm wondering about is, do I just have to like sit and do nothing for an hour? Because if so, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna get so bored. Oh, it's harkening back to when I got my hair dyed, and I'm so used to like not having my phone when I get a haircut because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna have to pull it out. So I just had to sit there while my hair is getting bleached because my hair is a dark brown, so it needs to be bleached to hold any sort of interesting color. That shit sucked. Would not recommend. Would bring your phone. And by that, I mean... Should I bring my Switch? If I don't get Pidgey, should I bring my Switch to my freaking ultrasound? It'd be really funny. Or should I bring one of my DS's because it's smaller? Shout out the Nintendo DS. Fuck this Nintendo Switch. It's too big. Too big to be truly portable. Too small to be powerful. That's the TLDR why I got beef with the Switch. And then the Switch 2 is beefier, but at least it's a better console. A better console that I don't fucking have. That's fine. Oh yeah, wait, speaking of which, was looking into maybe sometime this year trying to go to Chicago to go to the museum Pokemon exhibit thingy. I hope that ends up working out. Probably not like when it opens, because it's gonna be like a shit show. Also because as I've been saying, I'm probably gonna get surgery in the summer, so I'll be like, you know, recovering. Probably not good to travel. But maybe like if there's still tickets, I could go in like the fall or the winter or something. I hope so. I really want to do that. Bring a phone and a power bank. I mean, I'll just have to make sure that my phone is charged. It loses power very slowly. And also, I don't charge it overnight. I feel like that's the reason why its battery is still so good, because I just run it down until it's at like 15%, and then I charge it, and then I unplug it, and I don't charge it again until it's at 15. And it can last me for at least a day. Sometimes even more. Should be fun. Yeah. But actually getting tickets seems confusing for me right now, so I don't know how that's working out. And obviously I figured that all the early time slots are sold. I'm like, how does this work? I don't even know what it would entail. I just think it would be fun to go to a real thing. Because I've not done that before, because there's like no... Okay, that's a lie. There has to have been regionals that have happened here before, but they would have been either A, during COVID, B, when I was a child, or C, when I was like I was not as interested in Pokemon. I was in my sine wave era. I was in the one that goes below the x-axis. Yeah, the x-axis is the horizontal one. Okay. I was in my lull era because I didn't really like Swish. I didn't like Legends Arceus. I didn't really care for BDSP. I still haven't finished it. Although I do have plans for it now that I have the Chimchar that I got last year, like 8 months ago. And I didn't care for Scarlet and Violet at the time. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish Legends Arceus, I didn't finish BDSP, and I didn't finish Violet until like last year. Maybe late 2024. But now I care. Hashtag I care. Love and peace. League of Legends? Hell no! I was gonna say, I might hate myself, but I don't hate myself that much. But no, we're not spreading that type of energy. That's one of those things where it's like, you know how I keep saying never say things ironically because they will become unironic and you will genuinely start thinking that way. This is the same type of thing. If you say something enough, you're gonna start internalizing it. That's the takeaway. So don't say things that you don't mean. Anyway, I've never played League of Legends. The closest that I've come was in like 2013, and I have no idea why we were watching this. We were watching some video about it, and people being like, wow, League of Legends is so cool, and it changed my life, and esports is so cool. And I'm like, wow, what's League of Legends? This looks kind of interesting, and then I never played it. So I dodged that bullet. Although I probably wouldn't have liked it anyways because I don't really like multiplayer things. It's never been for me. I'm scared of talking to other people, and that's probably a good thing because isn't League known for having really shitty, toxic people in comms? I think I would just cry, little 13-year-old me. No. I'm too busy watching Danganronpa. Funnily enough, in that class, I also had to write a review for something, and I wrote it on the Danganronpa 1 anime, because I had just watched it that summer with a friend. And let me tell you, what an interesting way to be introduced into that series. Because I was like, wow, this anime is really cool. And after having played all the games, it's like, I'm glad I saw it first because I definitely wouldn't have liked it if I played the games first. Because you just miss so much by not having the hangouts with the characters. Because obviously they can't do that. And really shitty bans and ban appeals. Oh, how bad is it? What is the lore? What does this mean? What was I saying? Hyper gore. Oh yeah, Danganronpa. Because, for context, in the games, between all the murder trial shit, you can hang out with your classmates, and you can choose who to hang out with. So, you know, you can hang out with your favorites or whatever. And the first game was actually kind of interesting in that, because all of the characters had different amounts of hangouts. Like, some of them had, like, God, I don't remember which character it was. I feel like it was Toko for some reason. Shout out Toko. I actually really like her, even though she sucks and is terrible. Terrible, 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 awful DID representation, but like, whatever. And then other characters like Sayaka or Junko. Sayaka is 2 and Junko is 3. And like, I get why. Because spoiler alert, they die. They die, so you can't hang out with them as much. But I like that they standardized it. Because then it definitely feels like some of them just had more development than others. But either way, if you're watching the anime, they didn't really do that. So you get a lot less information about the characters. You don't get to hang with your faves. And of course, you can't hang out with everyone to the max in one playthrough. You have to go into like the extra mode. And that's where you can get all the rest of the hangouts. And also just like the dumbing down of all the stuff that you have to do. The doing stuff is the funnest part. The walking around having to investigate shit. That's the best part. And also the banging soundtrack. I should rewatch it again just to see how much stuff they leave out. Which, you know, I guess I'm glad that they never made a SDR2 anime. I can't imagine how mad it would make people. I can't say it would make me mad, but it would be like, why did we have to do this? There's way more stuff going on in SDR2. For context, Super Danganronpa 2, SDR2. It just wouldn't work. But then, of course, they did the absolute shit show. That was the Danganronpa 3 anime, which you may think, oh yeah, there's 3 games. Wrong, there's 4. But this isn't about V3. V3 is different from 3. That's why you can't call the game 3, because there is a Danganronpa 3 and it's an anime. And also there's a lore reason it's called that, but that's not important. Because for some fucking reason, they did the same shit that, like, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles and XXX Holic follow, in which you have to jump between the two constantly. And it's fine for those two because I like them. But also, I've never read XXX Holic. I'm a fake fan, so I should do that. Actually, I do just need to finish Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. I fucking loved it when I was in middle school. But for the Danganronpa 3 anime, you have to alternate between the future and the past arcs. And it's so annoying. It's so annoying. At least I think so. If I'm wrong, like, yell at me. But either way, you had the future arc with, like, Naegi and the survivors of Danganronpa 1s, like Kirigiri and Byakuya and Toko, my goat, and the other two. And they get in, like, another sort of, like, killing game scenario in, like, this dingy building or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's not good. And then you have the past arc, which is about the class of SDR2 and how they got despairized. And they have that really, really gruesome scene of Nanami just, like, dying for 10 minutes, it feels like. Good grief, that poor girl. They almost made me like her. That feels so mean. I'm so sorry. Nanami is fine. I just think she's kind of boring. She almost reads Manic Pixie Dream Girl because it's like, oh my god, cute pink-haired gamer girl and she's super smart. And she's the helper one. Because, like, you have your little... like, you have your protagonist and you have the main helper friend. Nanami was the main helper friend. Just like Kirigiri, just like Shuichi. Shout out Shuichi Shaihara. He's my fave. I love that guy. It's a shame that there's more Danganronpa after V3 because it thematically goes against what was in that goddamn game that I love, and everyone misreads the ending as poorly as possible and it pisses me off. But it's okay. I'm not heated about it. I don't care. Why do you ask? I played that game in like 2020, by the way, and I'm still not over it. I guess that just means that it's really stuck with me or whatever. Look, V3 is simply the best one. If you want to argue with me, you can, but you're wrong, and I disagree with you. You can't say it. Everyone says that they like SDR2 the best because of the cast, and the more time goes on, the more I cannot agree. It's mainly because I don't like a lot of the fan faves. Like Gundam, I don't particularly care about him, which seems weird. I feel like I should love that guy. I don't care about him. Nanami, I don't care about her. All the other, I guess, spoilers. This is all spoilers. Who fucking cares? I guess they all technically live. Except for Nanami. Poor girl. But like, Akane, I find her deeply annoying. Kazuichi Soda, I find him deeply, deeply, deeply annoying. He's probably the most annoying one. Ibuki, I find her annoying. Mikan, I hate how she is fan serviced. Get her out of there. I'm trying to think of the other fan faves. I like Komaida. That's it. I like the V3 cast better. I think it has better trials. I like how the characters interact with each other. I like the music better. I like the story better. I just think it's better. It even has the best trial 3, which if you know Ball, you know Ball, and you know that they all kind of suck, but 3 has the best one. Even though it is the way that it is. However, they will never make me hate you, Korekio. They wanted me to hate that man. I will not hate that man. I don't care. People are telling lies and slander about that character. You know what? I guess since I'm talking spoilers, it doesn't matter. If I recall correctly, it comes out that he's doing a lot of this because... Actually, you know what? I don't remember the context necessarily. The thing that matters and the thing that people take away with it is that him and his sister had like an incest thing going on. And it's like, okay, wow, that's bad. That's no. But then you're like, wait a minute. Korekio's in high school. And we're talking about his older sister? Oh no. Oh no. No, that's bad, actually. I think that's bad. And it's like, I can't we can't make fun of Korekio for being groomed, okay? That's the takeaway of that. Why did they write that in that game, by the way? Insane thing. And then in the execution, her fucking ghost comes out and throwing salt at him. Brother, that shit's diabolical. Why would they do that? I'm crying laughing. Why would they do that? It's so vexing, thoroughly vexing. Especially following, in my opinion, the best execution in the series. Kurumi's from Trial 2. I love that one. Absolute banger. And of course, following 1, which everyone likes. And yes, it makes a big impact. But I like 2 more. I need to just hunker down and play and show you all Danganronpa so I can talk about it. I still care them so much. I'm tired of people hearing it and being like, I'm scared. I mean, on one hand, sure. But on the other hand, I promise, for the most part, it's not that bad. It's only really, it's the worst in one, and maybe Ultra Despair Girls. Okay, it's pretty bad. But like, people always say that it's bad for like the wrong reasons. God forbid that I love having fun and whimsy. But we can absolutely dunk on how absolutely fucking abysmal the shit in Trial 2 in the first game is. You can stream Danganronpa on Twitch? Yeah. Yes? I think you can stream most things, or most games on Twitch. They just can't be, like, porn. But, like, even stuff with nudity. Maybe I've literally seen someone stream, multiple people streaming Ultra Despair Girls on Twitch. You can stream it, okay? Also, I swear to God, people piss me off about that game. Because yes, there are things that are like, why the fuck is this in here? And in my brain, it's the mini-gameization of that one moment with Kotoko. Like, this did not have to be a mini-game. I understand the story that you're trying to be told, but it didn't need to be a game that I played out. And then also the fact where Komaru takes damage, she starts losing her clothing, which is really weird, and I do not like it. But the thing that pisses me off is people acting like depicting something in a game is so heinous, like they're scarred forever, and it's just the worst thing that they've ever seen and their life is ruined. And it's like, I'm so fucking sorry to break it to you, but sometimes shitty things happen to people, and people are allowed to write about it. Like, yeah, exactly. Kotoko is allowed to have a really shitty backstory. It's not like the writers are saying, hey, this is actually good. We support this young child being regularly assaulted. That's not what they're saying. And it's people who either can't read or don't know what they're talking about who are saying it. I'm begging of you. Two things can be true at the same time. Ugh. I have 100%ed that game, though. Oh, wait. Also, I guess, tiny lore fact. Ball Monokuma, the 7TV emote, I made it. I uploaded it. It's mine. But I'm a delicate flower. I get what you're saying. See, if you don't want to engage with that kind of stuff because it's, like, triggering for you, I totally get it. That's totally respectable. But things shouldn't just be, like, outlawed in fiction. You are allowed to write about things. If we start getting into, like, ooh, this topic is taboo and nobody can ever write about that, I think that's not good. Why are we limiting what we are allowed to write and say? And where does it stop? That's the thing. If we start limiting what you're allowed to depict, where does it stop? The thing that came to mind was the book Lolita, which I have not read, so I cannot fully speak about. But it's like a similar concept to what I'm saying. Obviously, the main character of that novel is a heinous, evil predator who predates on this like young preteen girl, I think. Obviously, that's bad. But just because he's the protagonist of the book doesn't mean that the author is saying this is good. It just means that he's the point of view character. We need to learn what protagonist means. That's unrelated to this conversation, but we need to learn that protagonist is not pro as in positive, but it's protagonist as in that's the main character. They don't have to be good. And you know what? On that, I've held this thought for a while. I think that's why people really dunk on season 1 of Breaking Bad. People hate on it because of that concept. They go in thinking Walter White is gonna be like this good guy, and then they get hit with all this shit, and it's like, whoa, this is weird. But if you're like starting out in a neutral stance, you can glean pretty quickly. Oh, hey, this is a shitty guy. I bet this is gonna be a show about a shitty guy doing shitty things because he sucks. And it is. That's what the show is. And it's a good show, but like, that's what it is. Ugh. If anyone slanders Skylar White in the year of our Lord, 2026, that's a block and report on site. I'm kidding. I wouldn't report them because that's nothing to report them over. But you will get blocked. Because it's... You have to be a type of person. You have to be a type of person to watch a show like Breaking Bad where there are some absolute heinous, evil people. There are literal neo-Nazis in the last season. Literal neo-Nazis. And you're over here dunking on Skylar White. Okay. I see where your priorities are. You just hate women. You hate women. Ugh. I feel like I'm kind of arguing with a wall, but I know that I'm right, and I know that people still idolize that man in the year of our Lord. Ugh. It's because I feel like Walter White, in a weird sense, is like Patrick Bateman adjacent, which, by the way, I love American Psycho. That's a great movie. But, like, idolizing the aesthetic of Patrick Bateman. Brother. Literal serial killer. Okay, yeah, sure. I think about the scene where he washes his hands, like his gloved hands, after getting hit on by a guy. He's just so viciously homophobic that he has to wash his gloves of the homo. It's really funny to me. It's like, are you stupid? Ooh, the gay's gonna get you, the freaking cooties. They're gonna get you. They're gonna seep in through your gloves. You're gonna turn gay. No, that's not how it works. I turn you gay. I send out my transgender wave beams. Hey, Paul. What about Paul Allen's card? Oh my god. One of the... Surely this video is aged well, but it was someone analyzing the actual, like, things that they were saying in that scene, which is so... That scene is so funny. That's why I like the movie. It's so funny to me. Because it's just so... He's so comically trying to perform masculinity that they look fucking ridiculous. That's why it's funny, because they look ridiculous. And it's like, none of these fonts exist. And all of these cards are literally the same color. They're just saying shit to sound pretentious. And it's like... makes sense. Because that's what it is. They're just showboating. Wow, look at my cool-ass business card. You're a fucking loser. They all look the same. Boring, basic bitch business cards. I've gotten so many cool business cards from artists over the year. And no, this is just about a specific type of man. Anyway, killing people is bad. Like, don't be a serial killer. Don't run after... Oh my... But, like... running after that person through the apartment with the chainsaw, doesn't he drop it down the stairs? Like, that shit's funny. I'm sorry. And I feel bad for laughing, but I'm like, well, it's not real. Real people aren't getting hurt by this. Like, it's really funny. It has a watermark. God, I hope not. Wait, killing people is bad? Yes, killing people is bad. I'd like to make this abundantly clear. Murder is bad. Also, hello and welcome. Killing people is bad, but the way it's depicted in American Psycho is kind of funny sometimes. All right. Me thinks that two things can be true at the same time. It's called Comedy Sweaty. That's not a comedy movie. But it is to me. That's the takeaway. It is to me. Instructions unclear, shot the desk attendant. I think you go to jail now. I think that's how it works. Why would you confess to that? I have writing. I can show up in the court and testify against you. Don't kill people. Don't hurt people. That's bad. But fiction is also not real. Well, it isn't real, but at the same time, people acting like fiction existing in a void, that shit pisses me off. Acting like it has absolutely no effect on people, isn't influenced by reality. Get a grip. If my pocket monsters aren't real, then why is Luigi on my desk right now, huh? Checkmate. I was looking around my desk for anything pocket monster related, and it's like, Neopets Bruce, Webkins, Miku, Don Hung, like 5 times. In Stars and Time characters. Oh fuck, I'm a fake fan. I have Lugia. It's my pre-order figure from Soul Silver back in the day. It's like a little thing, by the way. It like smaller than my palm, very much so. Oh wait, I have my green Nendoroid with the Metal Evolution Kanto starters. Why is the red so expensive though? I want to reunite the boyfriends. Where are Can he be less expensive, please? Please. And or can the scale not be so expensive because that one has the black hair design that I like more? No, but they hate me. They hate me so much. There's a real chance that I could have glazed over a shiny, by the way. I've not looked too deeply at the screen. I'm just trusting that I haven't. If I have it, it would be kind of funny though. I'm still waiting for when I reset or run away from something that's actually cool. And I go, ah! This has taken me 100 hours. It's not happened yet. Not gonna lie, I'm just staring at the star on your model's face. Thank you? I put it there? I think? I shouldn't look at it because every time I look at it, I'm like, I need to move this singular pixel. I need to move this 1 pixel. Stop. You need to be looking at the screen so you can see the yellow bird when it pops up next encounter. True. Hashtag my bird. I need to... I want to get off of Route 1. I've spent an excessive amount of time on Route 1, a frankly unhealthy amount of time. I say, but like, I don't only do this. It's a multitasking thing. But it's still a long-ass time that I've been on Route 1 looking at birds and rat, and I've only gotten a yellow rat. Oh shit, a rat. And I need the rat, but I could have gotten a purple one. Why is he Orpal? For an amazing reason. Where does that come from, by the way? Like, isn't it green? It's green for an amazing reason. Did you name the rat? Yeah, I named her Denny's. I could show you Denny's. I think Denny's is quirky nature, but I forget. Yeah, we have Denny's the rat. Quirky nature. There we go. I'm pre-logging. Ooh, this Pidgeot is gonna be gentle nature because that's my guess. That's my nature guess. It's gentle. Cheese-colored rat. I wanted to name it something cheese-related, but I had to name it Denny's. I don't know why. I was trying to resist because I feel like when I don't know what to name something, I default to naming it after food. I'm like, I can't name it after a food. I can't do it this time. We have to do something different. Denny's is only a little food adjacent. You get food at a Denny's, but it is not a food. I'd hope not. Maybe that's why it's not there anymore. Someone eated it. Ugh. My back hurt. Back hurt from phone call. Not how it works. I'm still mad. How the hell did I get 3 of the same goddamn Neopets blind boxes at different places and different times? And it just so happens to be the one that nobody wants. So it's hard to trade. And it's not gonna sell for that much. Blah. I just want literally any of the other ones. But since they're more expensive, it's like, well, I don't want to spend $20 plus shipping on a $10 keychain. That's a scam. Do I go back on Saturday? Do I go back and gamble getting a 4th Bruce? Or getting nothing? And just wasting train fare and getting tea? Which would be fine. Because the trains are cheaper on weekends. And the bus is free. So it would just be wasting 2 hours. And I get tea. Oh, and I even felt so bad because Daisy looks so scrungly today. That's my dog, by the way. Gambling never goes wrong. I say gamble until you win. But it's... I have to spend money. Ew. I don't want to gamble if I have to spend money. I only gamble if it's in a video game and I don't have to pay for it. Which, by the way, uninstall your gacha games. Don't ask what I was streaming before Pokemon. It definitely wasn't a gacha. I literally did gacha pulls on stream today. And I got lucky, so I gambled and I won. But I'm thinking, what the fuck would I do with a 4th Bruce that I don't want? I'd have to sell it. Ugh. But also, I'm like, do I want to go out Saturday if I'm also going to have to go out on Monday early for my doctor's appointment? Well, I have enough not going out time. Craft a little prison for them. Somehow I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to, like, storm away. I was thinking with the... Because, like, I'll definitely keep one, of course. But, like, I really don't like the screen printing of the Bruce on its body. So I was thinking of, like, embroidering over it, or maybe putting a little patch. But I don't know if it would look bad. Or if it would ruin the integrity of the fabric. In which case, a patch would probably be better, because I could do less stitches, but I don't know. I don't know if I have a cute fabric. I would just do, like a red heart or something to match. I probably don't have pink fabric. Spam detected. I sure hope it does. That's the worst thing about using incognito tabs. Is that you get... is that I get all the annoying people that I've set to do not show me their channel on my non-incognito tabs. So I'll see Curtis Connor. And other people that I forget the name of. I just remember Curtis Connor. No offense to him. I just think he's really unfunny. But American Psycho is my comedy movie, so do you trust me? You should. I'm very trustworthy. I would never tell a lie. I definitely didn't lie to that person on the phone earlier. And it technically wasn't a lie. It was true. I am getting a breast reduction. It's just they're being reduced to not being there. Look, my thought process was my voice passes as female. So this is more believable if they don't know what I look like. I'm crafting a believable story so that I will get what I want. I'm okay with this. Although I truly do wish I understood what went through people's head, because I guess I don't have a very common name anymore. But in my brain, it is definitely not feminine perceived in my brain. I mean, of course, because I picked it. But I'm like, what do people think that my parents were thinking? Because they'll be thinking, why did they name that person this? What a strange name. Also a strange last name. And the answer is shrimple. The answer is transgender. Now the only thing that has to come together is I have to get the fucking appointment for pre-op. And for my prescription to move. And for me to actually be able to freaking get it. But we'll see. I've waited this long. Surely waiting a little longer isn't the end of the world. Let it be known during my little break. However, like an hour ago, actually, I can tell it's about an hour ago because that's how long this recording is, because I split the recordings because I wanted the Limbus one and this one to be different. I got a snacky and I haven't eaten it at all. My freaking I got some water crackers and some cheese cuz hungry, but then I was like, but that's so crunchy. It'll probably pick up on the mic, but it might not. The mic is weird sometimes. And I do not understand it. Especially with like the I forget which filter it is, but it's some sort of filter so that you don't hear my vent going all the time. And sometimes it just like doesn't work. It only works the best in the spot that I have it placed right now, because otherwise it picks it up. Even if I move it like a little bit to the right, which would be away from the vent, it still picks it up. I don't know why, but I don't care enough to super troubleshoot it. We're not high tech here. You gotta dissolve them in water and drink the result. I think that there's so many things I would rather do other than that. And since I've been dealing with tummy hurt, me feel like I'm gonna throw up, Mom, I threw up on the carpet, I think I'd rather not. Let's not gamble. Gambling is bad. Anyway, that definitely picks up on the microphone, so I muted. But now I need Wawa. I also have my stupid diet ginger ale that I don't even like for a couple days ago. So at least now it just tastes weird instead of tasting weird and also being fizzy. Anyways, I was gonna say, wow, I'd like to get to maybe like 4,000 encounters. Then I realized, oh my god, it's almost midnight. Perhaps not. I still can't believe I got way too lucky on my Limbus pulls. You know what? That just goes to show you that desire sensor is real, and it is out to get you. If the universe knows that you want something, It will give you everything but that thing that you want. And when you want the other thing, you're not going to get that one. And you're going to get the other. I tried looking up Doritos ice cream in Google Shopping tab and there are no results. I sure hope there isn't. Fuck you mean Doritos ice cream? Actually, if it was like vanilla ice cream with Doritos flavoring, I could see it not being disgusting. Because I'm like, well, then it would be like ice cream and it would be like salty and like whatever other flavor. And I'm like, it might not be terrible. But the idea of having Doritos in it, no. That would be a textural nightmare. And then the Doritos would get soggy. Ugh. I think I would just throw up. Can I pick that one? But surely a company would not make a bad tasting food on purpose, right? They want to make money, so why would they make something that tastes bad? Nobody's gonna buy it if it sucks. Then how the fuck is Dasani still in business? Okay, it's because it's that one's the Coca-Cola one, right? It's because it's Coca-Cola. But ain't nobody like that. And it's probably bad because welcome back. Nothing has changed. I still don't have a bird, but we're not surprised. I feel like I heard of some random restaurant in Japan where they just sell like fake poop. Fake is in like rubber, like a toy, or fake is in stuff meant to look like it. I thought you were gonna say like, I don't know if it's even a thing anymore, but cat poop coffee or whatever. Is that still a thing? Do we know what I'm talking about? As in it tastes like poop? Okay. See, okay. Well, if something is so extreme, I take it back. You could sell it as a gimmick, but you could only sell it as a gimmick for so long. There's only so many people who will try your gimmick out of curiosity or out of like hype and they want to know what it's about. And then they go like, wow, this is terrible and I hate it. And then they don't get it again. And then everyone doesn't get it again because it sucks. So you can't sell anymore because all the people who wanted it have already gotten it and you can't sell it to them again because it sucks. People just be doing whatever they want. And you know what? I support that. Do whatever you want forever. But I'm trying to tap into the mindset of an owner of a business. So I'm like, okay, if I'm really evil and I hate humanity and I only love myself and I love money, what would I do with my company to maximize my profits? Because that's what a lot of companies do. People, however, you should do whatever you want forever, actually. Unless, obviously, there's caveats. Don't be going hurting people. Live, laugh, love, kindness. This is more in terms of, like, if you want to do something, you should probably just do it. Don't worry about being cringe. Don't worry about being weird. Who fucking cares? Do it. Do it scared. Game, eat, sleep, repeat. Well, yes, but also there's a lot of other cool things you can do. You may as well do cool things. Like I was saying earlier, what point of life if not eat yummy food? Me eat yummy food. Me go outside, me see cool bird. Me go outside, me get duplicate Neopet. Me go outside, plant flower. Me get flower in summer. Flower cool. Oh, now that it's not snowy everywhere, I could go on a hike. And there are cool birds, potentially, like herons and shit. I like them. Although I like most birds. I should probably look into planting these marigold seeds that I picked from our marigolds last year. I could pick so many flowers in Skyrim. You can. I've not played Sky. That's technically a lie, but I only played the character customization screen for like 20 minutes. You can pick flowers in Skyrim? But I can touch my real marigolds, and I like touching the flower. And I guess you could also smell them, and they smell kind of weird, but it doesn't bother me that much. I have a bad sense of smell. Which is why it's always really interesting when I'm like on the bus or on the train, and, you know, I feel bad. Sorry to these people. But you have to know. And, you know, they smoke either cigs or like weed, and you walk in and the doors close, and then it's like, bam! Oh my god. And back to previous statement, I have a very bad sense of smell. I can't smell most things unless they're super strong. And I'm like, wow, this smoke smell is super strong. I'm like, if it's that strong for me, fuck's it like for the rest of y'all? I don't get it. And neither is better than the other. I hate both tobacco smell and weed smell. I'm so glad that I've been blessed with a taste that hates alcohol and a nose that hates smoke. So I can at least eliminate those vices from my life. I only have gacha games. I only have gambling. But once again, don't spend money on gacha games. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. It's okay. You can get the character eventually, I promise. They'll have a rerun. You can wait. There's so much cool fan art that you can look at them to as sustenance in the meantime. Unless it's like Cookie Run Kingdom, but that game sucks and you should definitely uninstall it because it sucks and I hate it. Let it be known when I say that as a person who had played it. So I know that it sucks because I was there. I went there. I had a guild. It was an okay guild. The best vice? No, no, no! Gambling is bad! Gambling ruins your life. I mean, to be fair, smoking also ruins your life, and drinking also ruins your life, and like doing hard drugs will ruin your life. Doing soft drugs can probably ruin your life as well. But like, I imagine doing heroin is gonna ruin your life faster than like weed could ruin your life. What the fuck would I know? Gambling is bad. It's bad in video game form. It's unfortunate that we have so many gambling games, how standardized it's become. It's very common now. And even not just gacha games, having like loot boxes and shit, live service games, is bad. Still not over the lottery. The freaking lottery. Oh, play responsibly. You are gambling. I feel like gambling is inherently irresponsible, is it not? If you want to walk into a casino, you gotta have a set limit. Same thing with online, but I feel like the access of having gambling online makes it way easier just to throw away your money. Gambling is inherently fun, though. It might be, but it is also inherently you're going to lose money and you are not going to make it back. End of sentence. It is a money sink. And you may say, oh, but you could win. Yes, but I need you to be so for real, you are not going to win life-changing money. You could, you're not. If you're just wasting money. Once again, it must be said that I play gachas, so I'm a hypocrite. And I've spent on gachas, so I am a hypocrite. But gambling is still bad, and don't gamble. 90% of gamblers quit before they hit it big. Yeah, that's probably because 90% of gamblers went into debt. You can always lose life-changing money, so there's that. almost a certainty that you are going to lose life-changing money before you gain life-changing money. And of course you can say like, oh, you know, don't gamble money that you can't afford to lose. But first of all, if you're addicted to gambling, that's not how addiction works. That shit's, it's gonna freaking get you. Your life is just gonna be absolutely derailed by a gambling addiction. It's so easy to say that and then be like, oh, just like one more, and maybe I can get it back, and then it spirals out of control, and all of a sudden you're out like $1,000 or more. Would you like to be able to pay your rent this month? Perchance don't gamble. You don't have to gamble it away. If that luck was meant to find you, it'll find you. Don't go seeking it out. You're not gonna find it. You're gonna find like the devil from the Bible. And what happened to saying that the house always wins? What happened to that? The house always wins applies to digital gambling as well. They are rigged, quite literally rigged, so that they can take as much money from you as possible. They don't want to give you money. What? No. Stop. Gambling is bad. Period. I feel like it comes up every stream now, but it's because it continually annoys me more and more and more because I keep getting new ads about gambling. All this wonderful advice. Don't gamble. It is objectively good advice. Don't gamble. It's like, okay, sports betting, gambling, the fucking whatever, bet on if it's gonna fucking rain today, whatever the hell that's called. Gambling, lottery, gambling. It's all gambling. And it's being marketed towards fucking kids as well. But fortune favors the bold. No! Oh, they took the house. Yeah. The bold text is on your mail when they tell you that they're gonna freaking foreclose. They're gonna take your car back. Your card's getting canceled because you have too much debt. And they need it now, actually. And those loan sharks that you got money from so you could gamble more, they really want you to pay back your loan. You should probably do that sooner rather than later. Okay, but do you like the casino in Heart Gold Soul Silver? I fucking love Voltorb Flip. Let's go. I am never opposed to fictional gambling where you're not spending any money, because that's not spending money. And first of all, everyone knows that the best way to get coins in games with the slots is always to buy them, because the slots fucking suck. And if you do want to make money, it takes forever. But Voltorb Flip is like an actual mini game that you have to think about. So I think it's fun. I do wish that you could just buy coins though. Just for the people who don't get the game, aka kids. Like me when I was playing through it. Like now I can get enough coins to get 5 Dratini at a time so I can shiny hunt it. I couldn't do that when I was 9. I actually forget when it came out. You forgot the additional context. See, it's gambling but with no stakes. So you still get the chance aspect, but you're not gonna lose anything. That's what shiny hunting is. Shiny hunting is also gambling. But the only thing that I'm losing is my time. And if anything, I'm not even losing it because I'm streaming. I am doing something. And there's a very rare chance that I'll go, oh my god, Pidgey is yellow, Pissbird, yippee, or, oh no, another Rattata. Great. But I'm not losing money on this. I guess the only money I lost is me buying the game, but I was gonna do that anyway. But when it starts involving real money, be wary. I totally forgot I added this song to the playlist. Best song in Library of Ruina, Truth Nuke deployed. I want to get to 4,000 encounters so bad. If I don't do it on stream, I'll do it off stream. Only because I love even numbers. Or running from the piss bird. Shut up! I won't run from it! Unless I already have. And nobody told me. And you're all just laughing at me. Haha. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this silly goose. You ran from the thing that you've been looking for like 30 hours. Gambling time is dangerous and harmful because think of how productive you could be right now if you were gambling real money. Yes, of course. Why didn't I think of that? See, but like, I wouldn't have been productive. I'm like, well, I am talking to strangers on the internet. And I'm having a good time. Is that a waste? Is having a good time a waste? Methinks no. And also, funnily enough, streaming does occasionally help me draw more. Even just because I'm like, I want new stuff on screen. I want to make it. Let me make it. Imagine how much happier you would have been if you just lost $1,000. I would cry, actually. I would cry and scream and sob. I mean, it's not like I gotta freaking pay for an expensive surgery coming up, because insurance fucking hates trans people. No, nothing like that. In fact, they should just give me $1,000. Just straight up in cash. They should send me it in the mail. Actually, not in the mail, because it could get it gets stolen. They should, like, just PayPal me or something. I deserve it. Every trans person should just get $1,000. Do we agree? You know what? I don't agree. I should get more money. Also, an ad break will start soon. Something something, UBI, increase the minimum wage. That'd be real epic. But no, society is a fuck. Everything sucks. And rat is purple. UBI is way too close to UTI. The mailman will take that money. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, respect to the mail people. But I also don't trust you. I'm still mad about that keychain that got lost in the mail like forever ago. This was several years ago, but I'm still sad about it. I still wanted it. It was only after a couple months I contacted the seller like, hey, I never got this thing. And they're like, oh shit, I think it got lost. I'll refund you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Sorry about that. Wait, I don't think this song has ever popped up in rotation. This is my favorite song from Conquest. Shout out Conquest. Maybe that's why I'm saying purple rats, because I am purple, but I am also yellow, so yellow should show up. Purple and yellow. That's the color of, I don't actually know. What's a popular thing that is purple and yellow? Because I'm like, purple and yellow, that's the color of my favorite Blorbo, my OC from my brain. Not these colors, specifically. But it is purple and yellow. That's my forever association. I should finish that drawing, or at least refine the line art so I can do the fucking thumbnail for that stupid VOD, because I'm like a month behind on them. I never know what to do for art VODs, especially if the art is unfinished. What do I show you? Especially since I'm gonna, like, delete the whole thing. Because I want to redo it, but redo it gooder. And, like, change some of the details. Because since my OCs are so old, but I have a very time visualizing faces, I have a hard time remembering being like, oh yeah, wait a minute. You don't have hair covering, like, the middle of your face. I saw it in a dream. I wish I could see Deltarune in my dream. I wish I could be Toby Fox in that regard. The one time I actually saw a story in my dream, I think I actually did write it down, but oh no. It may have been on my phone that I lost. Wait, no. I would have been in college, I think. So I would have had the phone that I have now. Or wait, no, I had a phone, but then whatever. I don't know where that note is now. Blank canvas and tell us to fill it ourselves. Okay, but that's a terrible YouTube thumbnail. And to be fair, I'm not claiming that my thumbnails are great. They're not. But I'm like, I need them to work. They need to be okay. This isn't high art. This is communicating what I did in a stream. Nobody's gonna watch it anyway. Anyway, wait. The one time I had a dream, it was a Yuri dream. Yuri dream. Wait, no, it wasn't Yuri, actually. I just made it Yuri because I said so. There was, like, a guy. And I remember he had heavy moon symbolism. But you know what? From now on, I'm gonna refer to her... Wait, no, it was Sun Guy, Moon Girl. But now it's Sun Girl, Moon Girl, because Yuri. Yay, we celebrated. And, like, Sun Girl moves to, like, a new place, and she's, like, a musician or something. And they live, like, I want to say, like, it was very coastal. Because there's, like, tall beach grass or whatever. Plants that you would see, like, in a very beachy tropical place. Moves into a house that has a ghost in it. That's Moon Girl. Moon Girl's a ghost. And they fall in love, because Yuri. There was more to it, but that's the TLDR. And also, it was so long ago that I don't remember. But that's the only ever, like, story in a dream that I've ever had. Usually it's just, like, I'm drowning in the ocean. Or no, I'm on a boat and I'm drowning in the ocean. Or a tsunami is about to hit and the hill behind me is way too steep and I can't get away and the wave's coming closer and I'm gonna get hit by the giant ass wave. I just got back from the ad. What about Yuri? It was a time where I had Yuri dream. It was just a story in my brain. And it was of straight people, but I made it Yuri because Yuri is better. Sun girl move into house. House have ghost. They fall in love. The end. Moon's haunted. I totally forgot. Some kind of dream. Don't listen to me. And then I was talking how my dreams usually suck. Can I get fun dreams? A heterosexual subconscious. How terrifying. That is so strange. But then again, I don't remember when I had the dream. This could have been before my transgender era. But even then, slightly before the transgender era, I had a very brief lesbian era. Being like, well, women are pretty cool, I guess. Maybe, I guess I'm just like a lesbian or something. No. Incorrect buzzer. We are not Yuri. We are Yaoi, actually. So I can say that Yaoi transed my gender. Hashtag true. And it's not entirely a lie. So I guess I could also say Pokemon trans my gender. Red and green Pokemon trans my gender. And green referring to the male rival from the Gen 1 games. He is green to me because that's what he usually was in fanfics. I feel like calling him blue is more of a modern era thing. Definitely a post Sun and Moon era thing. So I know what you are. If you call him blue, I know what you are. Although this one doesn't. This one's just like an interesting tidbit. This one doesn't. It's not like brown-haired red design, which I disagree with on principle. I don't approve of it. It's not real. Don't look at the character that I'm playing right now, by the way. I know that it's been this way ever since Frog, but I do not care for it. Then they change his design again in Heart Gold Soul Silver. So what the hell am I supposed to think? I should... wait, no. I have so many shiny plans this year, but so many of them depend on me doing other things first. Like before I reset this Black 2 file, I want to get Cresselia, because it would be cool. Before I reset this Emerald, I would like to get a Breloom. Or a Shroomish. Before I reset this Platinum, I'd like to get either Shaman or a Safari Zone shiny. And I need my Soul Silver to be up to date with my Safari layout by June, so I can't reset it until at least July. Just play like 10 games at once per finger. I only have like 5 consoles. I have 4 DSs and 1 Switch. I guess technically I have my Game Boy Color, but no. And I only have 2 DSs that I actively use. Alright, real talk, what's the best trainer sprite? In terms of what? Do you mean like the in-battle ones, like these ones with the more realistic proportions, or the overworld ones? Because I'd have to think about it a little. I want to say Gen 5, but in my brain I'm like, the Gen 5 trainer overworld sprites have like kind of weird proportions that aren't my fave, but also the Gen 4 ones kind of had weird proportions. But I love Platinum Dawn so much that she just might win regardless. Specifically the Platinum design. The Diamond Pearl one is okay. So I'm sad that I don't have the Platinum design in BDSP. Sad face. Not like I picked her in that game, but still. Yeah, I'd have to look at all of them. Wait a minute, I could just do that. And since we say sprites, I assume we're not meeting the post-Gen 5 ones. She does look good with the red coat. The red coat is so good. I love it. She looks so cozied up for winter, and it fits because Sinnoh is supposed to be like the mountainy region. And it is. There's a big fucking mountain in the middle. Yeah, see, I'm getting a bunch of standing sprites. Oh my god, these are not it. I do like male Gen 5. I like the black and white one better. I think the black 2, white 2 one is a little more generic, I think. But I'm like, I really prefer Rose's design over Hilda's. I like the hair. See, but we're not talking about designs. We're talking about sprites. Because in terms of design, Platinum Dawn, She wins, hands down for me. But I'm not finding a good picture of all the sprites next to each other. So I'm struggling. Oh my god. All I see is fan games. Man, if Chris was in Heart Gold Soul Silver, she could have won. Why did they replace Chris? She's so iconic. Not that I don't like Lyra. Lyra's very cute. You know what? I did totally forget about the Heart Gold Soul Silver protagonist. I really like the Gen 4 sprites. But if I say that they all look very bulky, do you understand what I mean? The Gen 4 people sprites, they have a bulkiness to them, which is not bad. It just is. They look more square? I don't know. Pidgey, please be yellow. Free me from my prison. More wide? I mean, probably, but are they also taller? I don't know. I was just looking at at red on screen. It's like, it feels small. He's itty bitty. Okay, well, now I guess I am going to 4K. Surely I'll get it this time. Half odds approaching, kind of. Close enough. But the Gen 5 character sprites... Not thinking of the trainers, they're so good. Iris! My goat! Lenora! Both of Elisa designs. Man, I love Gen 5. Yeah, I was thinking of it because Undella Town is playing. But unfortunately, they truly did peak in Gen 5. And I hope that they can recapture the magic. Unfortunately, they will never be able to recapture the magic of me being, like, 11. And like, they're not gonna do it for Winds and Waves, because we've seen a bunch of returners already. Which, by the way, Carnivine, please give Carnivine something, please. Please, I want Carnivine to get something. I want to use a Carnivine so bad. Also, Ledian, please. I'm going to use one. I want a restricted dex again. Grr! I love the restricted dex. You will engage with our new Pokemon, and you are going to find the ones that you like. And we're gonna give you a whole fucking bunch of them. And if you can't find a single one that you like, that's crazy. There's like 153 of them. And then in the post game, it's like, okay, now there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can get. Here's all the stuff that you missed. But it gets you to form new bonds with the stuff that just came out instead of being like, oh my goodness, where's my Gengar? Where's my Gardevoir? Where's my Lucario? You can like the new thing. New thing good sometimes. Which is why I'm still a little hung up on potentially using Carnivine on my team. Because if I'm already using Ledian, then I'd have another returner. And if I keep my starter, that's 3 slots filled. And that's only 3 empty slots for new things. So I don't know what to do. I'd have to think about it. Of course I have a year to mull it over at least. If new was so good, why are there old things? Checkers. Because both things can exist at the same time, but if you're only so set in saying that, oh, the old thing is the best thing, it's the only thing I want to do ever, and I don't want to try anything new, then you're not going to develop any appreciation for the new thing. You're just going to be like, it's not this old thing that I want. You're not even giving it a chance. Which is, funnily enough, the way that I worded it was intentional. The way that a lot of people treated Gen 5. That was when the quote-unquote Gen 1ers, the Gen 1erism was at its peak, I feel. Because I feel like nobody says that anymore. And you know what? Rightfully so, because I don't see it anymore. Good riddance. But like, oh my goodness, the only good Pokemon were the first ones. Kanto's the best region. It has the best dex. Pokemon today are so freaking lazy. I mean, they just made like an ice cream cone and a trash bag. They're out of ideas. These games suck. It was so annoying. And it was the popular sentiment at the time. And I think a lot of it was because of the restricted decks. It's like, oh, I don't want to use the stupid ice cream cone or the trash bag. And it's like, motherfucker, nobody's forcing you to use them. You can use literally anything you want in the Unova decks. And there's so many of them. There's 153, and you're not giving them a chance. No wonder you hate them. It's because you want your stupid Charizard. Let it be known, I actually like Charizard. But it is how somehow always like a Charizard fan. Which is why one of the many reasons why I really hated Gen 6 back in the day. It's because it's like, wow, they did all this cool, interesting stuff in Gen 5. Although, I still sucked at playing the game, so I didn't have the appreciation for it that I did now. But I'm like, wow, they did all this cool stuff. And they have so many cool Pokemon. And then they just, it feels like they're Gen 1 pandering. It feels like they're Gen 1 pandering. Cause so many of the new Megas, Gen 1. They give you a freaking Kanto starter. Charizard is getting 2 Megas. Mewtwo gets 2 Megas. The only things with 2 Megas at the time were Gen 1. And the first thing you ever see in the game, other than your starter, is a fucking Pidgey. And there's isn't Santaloon Forest literally just Viridian Forest? It felt like they wanted to be like, oh, we're so sorry that we tried to do all this new stuff. Please, please, come back. We're okay. Look, you have Kanto keys. Jingle, jangle, jingle, dangle. Please, please love us again. And they compromised what could have been an interesting vision. Of course, I say that, but it could have been the vision from the beginning. But I'm saying what I feel may have happened. I don't feel that way as strongly anymore. Now I'm just like, wow. Yeah, no, the story still kind of sucks. And don't worry, I still thought the story sucked when I was 13. But it's still not great. And it's not retroactively better by ZA. ZA just is better. It's the best modern mainline Pokemon game. It just is. Argue with the wall. Which makes me sad that it seems to be kind of unpopular. Like, I'm sorry that you hate fun. And there are reasons to dislike it, of course. But it doesn't feel like people are making the said arguments in good faith. It feels like people are being mad that there's no balconies. Which I'm like... okay, whatever. I hope that I hope Weewa actually end up looking good, so people aren't annoying about it. But I know people will be annoying about it regardless, or... because we all know that Pokemon fans will never be happy, except for me. Except I would actually be even happier. I'd be super happy if I could get my yellow Pidgey and I can, like, beat the first gym. And we can plant ourselves in another patch of grass. Probably for way longer, actually. Because Nina Red Mail is a 14%, as I've said previously, or in previous installments of I Am in Hell, Where is My Bird? Burb. It kind of makes me sad that it doesn't seem like... Heart Gold Soul Silver is so good that it makes me sad that we're not getting more remakes, but BDSP makes me be like, maybe it's for the best. Because Heart Gold Soul Silver is such an enhancement on the base game, on the original games. It's insane. They're the definitive ways to experience Johto. But they're not going to do it again. And I know that I'm never going to like a remake as much as Heart Gold Soul Silver simply because it's not pixel art and you may say, wow, that's pretty hasty. And I'm going to say, yeah, maybe. But I just prefer pixel art. I think it has more character. The models in Pokemon have gotten a lot better over the years. But I'm never going to prefer them over little sprites. And of course, the sprites peaked in Gen 5, of course. And I'm like, I don't want a 3D remake of Unova. I want a 2D remake. But they're not going to do a 2D remake, so I'd rather them not do it. Just like re-release it. And also, if you re-release it, could you please de-Shiny Log Victini? Please. I'm asking so nicely. I'm like begging on my knees. I want a shiny Victini so bad. Especially the animated sprites. People hated on the animated sprites too. Oh, they look so janky. They look low quality. Or like the sprites themselves are lower quality so that they can move. Those sprites fuck so severely. And you hate fun, actually. They were wrong. That's what I'm saying. See, on one hand, I get it, because if you look at some sprite comparisons, you'll be like, wow, this thing, I'm thinking of Deoxys specifically, like, wow, Deoxys had such cool sprite work in the earlier games, and a lot of it is kind of lost in the Gen 5 ones. But I think the overall effect of everything moving is stronger than sacrificing some posing. Although Deoxys especially kind of... It's because I love Deoxys. In normal form, in the past games, like, you know, a Pokemon gets sent out and it, like, does a little jig or whatever. Deoxys's little jig is that its tentacle arms fuse into a hand, reaching out and then defuses back into the tentacles. Like, that shit is awesome. And it just doesn't do that in black and white. And it makes me sad. Because that feels so iconically Deoxys. It's like how Darkrai never has any legs in its sprites, which makes me sad because I love Darkrai's legs. Which made me so happy. I guess spoilers for the Legends EA DLC, if you don't want to hear about that. This is like literally at the end of it. I was very happy when Darkrai appeared and it was standing. Like, holy shit, they remembered that this thing has legs. That's crazy. This is appealing to me specifically. Like, Darkrai on New Moon Island, it's standing, it's getting a banger song, and it fucking megas into a Kirby boss. Like, okay, yeah. I think they made it for me, actually. It's so cool. I love Mega Darkrai. Also, I'm so mad that Mega Garchomp was such a poorly kept secret that, like, it feels like everyone knew about it ahead of time. And because it was so common, you would just go anywhere and people would be like, oh, Garchomp Z, Garchomp Z. And it's like, we know that this thing isn't out yet, right? Give her time to come out. All right? Good for her. Here's hoping the leak cycle won't be too brutal either. I I wonder how it's gonna work, because the Switch 2 isn't, in its current state, and probably for a while, isn't hackable. So we're not gonna be able to get, like, data mines or anything. That's crazy. What do you mean? As much as I have a lot of gripes with Swish, it was very fun in the very beginning of the game. having people trying to calculate what the fuck brilliant aura was, what the brilliant method was, and everyone being wrong. It was very silly. Oh, wait. One thing I really, really hope that they do not bring back in the next game, even though I know deep in my heart that they will, and I'm not gonna like it. I don't want raids. I hate raids. Raids suck. They're so awful. They're probably gonna not be super shit on the Switch 2 in terms of at least performance, because on Switch 1 they fucking lag. But the whole act of it, it's slow, it's tedious, it's boring. And especially in Scarlet and Violet, where you have to, that's the only way you can get Herba Mystica repeatably. And it's so boring, and you don't get it every time, and queuing with other people is a fucking nightmare, and half the time they don't even bring something good, because, you know, respectfully, they're 12, they're bringing the Greninja named website.com to the raid, and it gets one shot by everything, and you fail, and it takes forever. And the raids take forever for you to be able to respawn them. And they're so slow. I don't like them. Maybe I'll just... I think my life would be easier if I committed to not method hunting. Because if I didn't care about the Herba Mystica, I probably wouldn't hate raids so much. So I could just go, well, this doesn't matter to me, because I want to do full odds. Ugh. But I'd like to at least have the option. I like having options. But as of lately, I have been liking full odds more, simply because it's just kind of more chill most of the time. All the chillest methods are full odds. You either run back and forth in the grass, you click a to horde button, you soft reset. Soft resets are extra chill. Don't have to worry about breaking your fucking radar chain, although I do like radar. You don't have to worry about that goddamn motherfucking Larvesta and that SOS call not calling for 80 turns and then it kills itself. Not like that's happened to me so many times. It's not even funny. You don't have to worry about your stupid sandwich running out and you saved in front of a thing because you thought that your Iron Valiant wasn't killing it, but it was just at a weird geometry angle and the game was having a jank moment, so you wasted your Herba Mystica and you saved in front of a non-shiny. Not like that's happened to me before on a Minior in the polar biome. Multiple times in the same location. Not like I would know. That's on recording. That's in one of my Minior hunting VODs. Oh, one of my lovely, lovely Iron Valiants. It was probably Effie. I'm like, I don't remember if I was using Clara or Effie at the time. One of them kept getting stuck, like on the there was something weird about the geometry of the ice or something. It has to be what it was. But they kept not killing some Minior. And it's like, you know, I would try multiple times. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. I'm like, okay, I guess this is the shiny. And it wasn't. And I kept wasting my Herba Mystica because it kept happening. And when I found it, I didn't believe it because I'm like, all right, you're just getting stuck on the geometry again. And it only happened in the polar biome. It was by, like, the base of the mountain. I think probably by one of the walls. Anyways, 30 more encounters. I'm getting really hungry. At this point, I'll just eat my snacky off stream. Yet no more birds. I'll find it next time. I'll find it next time. I'll find it next time. I say that, but it always appears when you least expect it. And it's especially funny to me when I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna go super over odds for this one, and then I don't. I felt like for my Lugia hunt in Crystal, I was gonna go like crazy over odds. Sorry for yawning so much. I don't know why. I don't feel that tired. Anyways, but yeah, I was so convinced for my Lugia hunt. I'm like, this is gonna go so over odds. I just kind of feel it in my bones. And my bones were wrong. Because I got it in like 2.5k something. It was under 3k. But I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Obviously, like, you don't ever expect to see it, but I extra didn't expect it. That was so fun. That Crystal playthrough was so fun. It's very enhanced my perception of Generation 2. Which is why I'm doing this, because I'm like playing through that game with a whole bunch of shinies just made it way more fun. And at the end I get to hunt these really cool things. Well, you can get some of them elsewhere. You can get Ho-Oh and Lugia elsewhere. But you can't get Celebi elsewhere. It just makes the whole thing more interesting. It makes me more invested. And then the same thing for that Omega Ruby playthrough. Like, yeah, of course I'm way more invested in shiny hunting Reshiram after beating the game with my half-shiny team that I really like. It's like the capstone of a playthrough. Instead of just speedrunning a game, speedrunning through Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon to get to the wormholes. I'm so sorry to wormhole legendary hunters. It's kind of swagless to me. Like, obviously it's fine, and if you like doing it, keep doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. But it is a little swagless, yeah? Like, we understand that hunting, I don't know, Kyurem in a wormhole, I don't know why I thought of Kyurem, is it giant chasm Kyurem is gonna be a little cooler than wormhole Kyurem. Okay, I'm trying to think of something in a 4096 game that you could get elsewhere, and I'm like, damn, there kind of isn't. I'm like, well, there's like the soaring stuff you can get in Oraz. It's okay. I do like the little worlds that they get, but I wish that they had more interesting backgrounds instead of just like swirly void. But it's fine. It's whatever. It's the earliest place that you can shiny hunt Reshiram, so I can't hate it, but it's not my fave. And it's also so weird that it's like a Hoopa wormhole. Damn, I can't think of any 4096 examples because they're all fucking locked. Anyway, it's good that they're there for accessibility because nobody wants to hunt like Roamer Latias. Yeah? So you can just get it. That's great. But if you have Roamer Latias, it's cooler. It just is. When I get Roamer Raikou, it will be cooler. Well, it won't be cooler than my favorite event, Raikou, because that one's very special to me. And I say my favorite one because I have multiple. I've DNS so much that I've amassed so many of those shiny Legendary Beast event mons. I love them. By default, I feel like they have to be my favorite, like, shiny distribution ever. But also because they tied into the Zorua movie, or the Zoroark movie. It also has Zorua. And it's how... It is kind of cringe that it is the way that you get Zoroark in Black and White 1. I think it's the only way, maybe. And it's also annoying. How the hell do they track this, by the way? It only works once per Pokemon. Like, it doesn't work if you use, let's say, Shiny Entei to get the Zoroark, and then you transfer it to, like, White 2, and transfer it back to a new save file of Black. The Zoroark event will not happen again. It's really interesting. I know because I've tried it, and it doesn't work. But it's interesting that it exists. It sucks that it's so limited. Which is why these re-releases are cool. Because it's like, wow, it sure sucks how Deoxys is so inaccessible, and the last time it was shiny huntable was 2004. Oh, it's just in the game? They put the event in the game and you could just do it? That's awesome. And it's not time limited like fucking BDSP. I'm still mad about that, by the way. What do you mean I can never shiny hunt Darkrai Shaman in there because I didn't log on during the event and get the gift? Annoying. So it'll be interesting if they re-release. Oh, it'll be so interesting if they release Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Emerald especially. Because based on current trends, you know, they've done it in Crystal. They've done it in these. Will it have the old C map? That'd be super sick. Because that event was so rare. And Japan exclusive, I believe. It'd be even cooler if they added a Jirachi one, but they won't. I can hope. Anyways, last encounters. Normal bird. Encounters fly by so fast when you're yapping. Normal bird and... normal rat. Oh well. So, crazy that you've gotten like 3 shiny Pidgeys this stream. Don't even say that. Why would you say that to me? God, I wish. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight because it's late and I'm hungry. I want to eat food. There's always next time, true, which will probably end up being tomorrow. And maybe I'll even think about adding a hand cam or something else. Ugh. I need to prep that Ultra Sun copy. I want to hunt Rowlet. I want Rowlet. I also want Bird. Anyways. Probably continuing this tomorrow unless I have it, in which case we'll make progress. But knowing my luck, that probably isn't going to happen. We'll see. Enjoy the food, enjoy the dreams. I don't usually get dreams, but I hope so. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.